Yo, this is Hazmat Heathens Motorcycle Family. We out here in sunny Arizona chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Hazmat. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time.
Anytime.
You are involved with the Heathens motorcycle family.
Yes, I am.
Where were you born and raised?
Poughkeepsie, New York.
What made you go out there to Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona. I ended up finding myself out here due to my sister moved out here. And then when the trade centers fell and all that stuff started happening, I found it probably a good way to get out of the state.
You were out in the East Coast pretty much a lot of your life.
Yeah, I've been down in Arizona for about 22 years.
Yeah, I know. It seems like yesterday that the trade centers happened, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I remember the day. I remember that day. Everyone knows where they were when that happened, right?
It was a nutty couple of years after that happened. Like nothing was ever the same after that. That was the one time that the whole country was united.
Yeah, like banded together. People were joining the military. I remember.
Yeah.
What was your life like on the East Coast?
Well, I kind of grew up like I would say like the lower class. My grandparents raised me. We didn't have a lot of money, so my grandpa did as much as he could, to support me and my brothers. My biological parents weren't really there, so it was a hit and miss type deal.
What did you want to do when you grew up?
Oh man, like I wanted to freaking be a rock star. Like I got good at it, and then realized somewhere down the road, like this ain't gonna happen. So now I'm just hustling at this point.
Yeah, a lot of people figure that out, right?
And then I actually know a couple people that live that life, and they're like, it's not as cracked up as it is. You only make more money when you're touring. The records make you no money.
Yeah, it's really hit or miss, really, to be successful at that type of thing.
And always on the road. So
when you were growing up, were you getting in trouble?
Oh man, I was getting in trouble left and right. I was in special ed for behavioral issues, stealing cars at like 13 years old. Yeah, just doing a bunch of dumb. I got bullied a lot at school. I just kept taking it and taking it. And then one day I just started fighting back, and it's been a wrap ever since. I don't let anyone get close to me or like to that point, because it's like I'm gonna hit you first.
Yeah. Hey, it's better to be the one that hits first than get hit, right?
It's just a lot of family stuff growing up, and a lot of it just had to do with like, family lies, like hiding truths from me and stuff like that, and just a bunch of dumb shit that turned into a lot of behavioral issues, getting in trouble at school, dropping out, going back. I think it was probably right when I was 17 and got charged with burglary. That was probably when I turned my shit around.
See, the same thing happened to me, but I ended up going to prison for a long time, in and out. I didn't change.
Luckily enough, the judge was nice enough, and he was like, hey, you know what? You got potential. I'm going to sentence you to graduate high school, so I had to go back to school. And I'm kind of grateful for that, because, like, where would I be if I was still in that same situation?
You changed your life right there and started, like, getting it together? Did you start a career or anything like that?
I was in the auto mechanics for a long time, and then now I'm in auto parts because there's just no money in the mechanic side of it anymore. Like, it used to be a good career, good trade to have, but these days there's just no money in it.
So what about motorcycle clubs? Did you get introduced to any motorcycle club type of life?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because like right when I was about 22, like when I moved out here, right, about 23 actually, and I got introduced to a couple clubs out here, and I hung around with a few, and prospect for one or two, I think, prospect for one, and it just wasn't a good fit for me. Like I already knew it's like they weren't the ones for me. So I kind of just let it blow over, and then I got in a really bad motorcycle accident where I broke my neck. I took a couple of years off from riding to recover and stuff.
Yeah.
And then one day I was working at a motorcycle shop, and then I saw the blue and white. And I talked to Richie, which is now my P, and he told me, he gave me the scoop down. And I was like, hey, I'd like to come around and hang out and stuff. And that's how it all started for me. And it's been like this ever since.
And it's like a tight knit group of guys, right?
Yeah, like we keep it small. Like it's not like super small, but we keep it small because everybody knows each other. And not only that, like the bond, like I can rely on any of them at any given time. Like those are my family. Like it's kind of a weird situation. Like my family today, like my blood family, I don't consider family anymore. Like my motorcycle family is my family now because they never been there. They don't reach out. They don't do shit. Especially when I was going through all my mental stuff. So, yeah, my
Yeah,
mental issues was
the
going
ones
on.
that count were there for you.
Damn right. So that whole blood thicker than water. Well, I'll take water because the blood wasn't there.
It's crazy how family changes up.
It only takes a couple people to pass away, and then everybody splits.
Yeah,
So
it's sad. Happens to a lot of people. So can you walk me through your motorcycle accident? What happened? What transpired? And can you walk me through it?
2 o'clock in the morning. It was about 10 years ago. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning on Memorial Weekend, and I was just going down a 35-mile-an-hour road, just one hand on the throttle, one on the tank. Just I was riding a R1 at the time. Next thing I knew, this car came barreling through a stop sign, and then pretty much T-boned me into a wash about 55 feet. And the bike, there was concrete poles, and the bike wrapped around it like a pretzel. I went through the poles into the wash, and I got up like because of the adrenaline, and then I realized my turbulent fibula was broken. So I
Oh
tried to run
man.
it, it didn't work out too well. And then then I realized that something was wrong because my neck wasn't moving very correctly, and after that I just kind of collapsed, and I was in the hospital after that.
And what you wake up in the hospital and you're like, damn, what
No, I
the
was
hell
still
happened?
subconscious, but like everything was just a blur. It was like kind of like the most slow motion thing that can ever happen. Because like when the accident was about to happen, I saw it and I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna hurt." And I tried to fucking swerve, and it just wasn't enough, and I got caught. But that shit carries a lot of anxiety afterwards when you get back on. Like that's for
Yeah,
sure.
that's one thing I want to ask you. Like, how is the anxiety getting back on a bike, and like, what's the nerves like? Are you like intimidated by the bike? Are you a little worried, scared of other
Uh,
cars? Are you more cautious now?
well, I'm definitely more cautious of my surroundings. Before, like I was just kind of like whatever happened, didn't really pay attention to much, and I was pretty reckless on the bike. But the one night I wasn't reckless, I got whacked. But when I got back on, yeah, I was definitely nervous. I was panic braking in certain spots and like certain intersections and stuff. And after a while, I got out of it. I got over the anxiety and the help of my brothers. Like they knew when I was coming in, I had these issues, and they worked with me. And thank God for comms, man. Like as we're blasted down the highway, we could talk to each other, and that just put me in a different zone.
Oh yeah, you guys are all talking to each other while you're riding.
Yeah, with the comms, and that definitely calmed my nerves down for like a good chunk of it. And today's stand, like in today in Arizona, we're like one of the top states that have the worst motorcycle accidents and deaths on a daily, and it's always left-hand turns. So when intersections, I just take the moment to slow down and pay attention and watch the tires because you just never know when that person's going to pull out.
Yeah,
But
that's what Coyote was saying. Left hand turn. That's what happened with him.
the anxiety for me kind of wore down, but the intersection anxiety is still there, just because I was there with Coyote every day when he was in the hospital. Like that was my bro. That's the dude that I was talking about in your interview. That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. He talks about you a lot in the interview, in the bar and
Like
all that.
I'd do anything for that guy. Like
Yeah, a lot
without
of
a second.
people are saying in the interview seems like a solid guy, and people really enjoy that one.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Like everybody's awesome. Like we're just so close down here. Like we can go to each other's houses at any given time. So
It's like a bond you never had before, right?
pretty much, like I have my brothers. Like I have one brother, Teddy. me and him grew up together, and we kind of separated somewhere like when my grandfather passed away. It's kind of like where the tie started breaking, and then when my grandmother, they raised us. So when my grandmother passed away, and that's when me and him stopped talking. And like then a couple years go by, we'll say hello and stuff, but never like it used to be when we were kids. Like
Yeah.
my brother Jeremy and Justin. Justin got into drugs. I'd never seen him in like probably like I'm 45 years old. Last time I saw him, I was like 8. Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time.
But like, and Jeremy, he's back east. I talk to him once in a while, but it's just not like those two didn't grow up with me and Teddy. They were with the aunt, so I never knew them, even though they're blood. But I never knew them. It's hard to start a relationship now with them because I don't know, like just maybe my bitterness is getting in the way a little bit.
Where'd your
But
parents go? Like, what happened with your parents?
my mom never really wanted kids, and back in the 70s and the 80s and stuff, she was drinking a lot, doing a lot of and stuff like that, and she got pregnant, and she just kept handing them off to family members, and that was really about it. And then throughout my life, I always thought she was like, this is where the family lie comes in. I grew up thinking my grandparents were my parents, and she was my sister. You know what I'm saying? And so so when I found out, and that's where all my behavioral started, like where I started lashing out and saying the world at that point. Ever since then, like after I found out, she's like, "Hey, I'll get you this for your birthday. I'll do this," and she never ever followed through. So I had so much anger built up with that, and I just kind of just shoved it down in the gut and just never really talked about it. And then she passed away on February 18th. Had a little bit of emotion, shed a little tear, and just went straight to anger. Because her husband calls me and goes, "Hey, you know, your mother passed away." I'm like, "One, she's not my mom. She's never been there." And
Yeah.
two, he's like, "Well, I loved her, and we had 20 years together." I'm like, "I'm glad you had 20 years together because I had 0." So I was like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have feelings for someone that didn't really care, right?
you know what? And I tried to give her that a couple years ago. Like she called me out of nowhere and said, "Hey, you know, I'm sorry for everything that happened. I just want you to forgive me." And I tried to. I just knew it was bull. Like she would just go do the same thing, and that's what she did. Pardon my French.
It's all right.
But that's what she did. So like she died with regret. That's it. Like she
It's
didn't get
sad
that.
some people go through that, you know?
And that's being raised as a kid and getting special ed, getting bullied, and then doing the other way around. And then I was never a bully. I would always stand up to the bully, but I just I don't know. Like, I got violent pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm a quiet. I'm a quiet person, and like I just don't talk anything. I just come up and hit you, and that's it.
Until you gotta be, right?
Exactly. If it comes at me is one thing. I won't go after anybody. And that's just petty at the end of the day. Like if it's coming towards me, I'll take care of it. But if it's something that I can just overlook, I just walk away. It ain't worth it.
You said you were prospecting for another club. How was that process compared to the prospecting for this club?
The other club, it wasn't. It was the Rough Riders. Oh, they were more like a riding group, but they still had like kind of the. Just wasn't me. Like I didn't really care for the humiliating stuff and stuff like that. Like I would do it, but it's just at that point is I just didn't feel like I fit in at all. Like
Did they have like tasks like that made you feel like, damn, I don't.
no, they just do like stupid, embarrassing shit to embarrass you, but like no ill will on it. Like it's just
Yeah,
it's not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's the whole point of prospecting. Like to find where you fit, and I just didn't happen to fit. So
So
and then
now, when you're prospecting for this club, do you know about the Heathens already?
no, like I said, when I worked in that motorcycle shop, I just happened to see him come in getting some patches sewn on, and that's where I started asking questions. And then I reached out to my president, and that was a lower rank at that time. Said, "Hey, I would like to get to know you guys, and I want to come around." And he set up a meeting, which was the president then is now a national VP, and we had dinner. We talked about everything. He explained how everything is and what how long and yada yada yada. I was like, "Let's do it." So I started hanging around, And it's my prospecting period is something that I'll never forget. And even as a member, I will always be a prospect.
What was it like being a prospect for the Heathens?
I was prospect pretty much longer than normal because in the beginning I couldn't make it to a lot of things. And so I pretty much got reprimanded for some of it. So one thing I liked about it is they wouldn't make you do anything they wouldn't do. And there's some dudes in there that make you do some stuff that they would totally do. Like I've done it to one of our probate that is now a member. It was a long process, but it was worth it. They never like do anything that would embarrass me or put me on the spot and make me feel a certain way. They always gave me 100% respect. So washing bikes, doing stuff, almost going into a whole member area to get French fries and a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I've heard of that quite a bit. Go get me a hot soup or something from somewhere.
We had had the rules and stuff, and like I did everything they ever asked me to do. So it was a long process, but it was easy at times, and it wasn't easy.
What was it like the day you got your patch, and what was that feeling like?
Oh shit, man. I probably shedded a tear. Like it was very emotional because I know that I came so far, and I know for 100% that I earned it, and I got 100% vote. So at the end of the day,
did it come out of nowhere? Did you not know it was coming? And boom, here you go.
We were on a national run, and I was just doing my prospect duties, and they had a meeting, and they called me back, and they're like, "What are you gonna do to get it?" And I had to wrestle, mother, man. These dudes are big. Like, my brother, freaking mushmouth. That dude is like 5'8", but that dude, I'm 240 pounds, and he picked me up like a jelly bean. He slapped me on, and I'm just glad Storm didn't have to freaking do it because he had flip flops on. He didn't have his boots, so I'm just glad that didn't happen. But yeah, I had to wrestle everybody to get that patch. So
when you first seen the Heathens, what did you think about the back patch? Did you think it meant something different?
I didn't notice it at first, like because it blends in. I didn't really notice it, and then after getting into it and I noticed it, I'm one that's all about history, so I know enough to where like what it stands for, what it does, or yada yada yada. But when it was broken down to me, it's a buzzard. It kills alive or dead, so it's a dead issue. So that didn't bother me. Like it is what it is, and I don't care what the general society even thinks about it. Oh, that's my patch. Like that's me. That's on me, and I'll defend it 100%.
Did you ever get people acting sideways because of it?
You know what? To be honest, I have not had one person say anything. And at the end of the day, like maybe it's an intimidation thing, but I'm sure that people look side-eyed, but I don't pay attention to that
I'm
noise.
sure they said something, just not to you.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm sure like, we have gotten kicked out of some bars for it, but it's whatever. And when Travis is in the bar, they're kind of like, do we do? Like, it's not right. Like, they can't comprehend it. But like you said, in the culture, you got the Chinglings, they have it on their back. Like, it is what it is.
Quite a few clubs have that symbol on their backs.
Exactly, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Like that patch will be buried with me.
You've been in this club for quite a while.
Almost 3 years, yeah.
You sent me one picture where you're being messed with by the cops.
Oh yeah, U.S. Marshals, the gang units of Arizona. It happens all the time. They always mess with me.
Tell me about how the cops mess with you and what goes on with the police.
Well, one, I don't talk to the police. If they wanted my license and all that, here you go. I don't say a damn word. I invoke my Fifth Amendment, and I'm pretty much cussing them out every step of the way. A lot of times, like the one time I got pulled over was because he said my plate came back as a Toyota Camry, and it's crooked. So, but they saw the patch, and that's just where it's at. Like they saw a swastika, and they just assumed the worst. And I'm always getting pulled over for stupid. but they never have anything on me. They just run the shit and say, have a nice day. And or they go like, hey, we haven't seen you guys before. I'm like, then don't worry about it.
They harass you a lot.
I've been pulled over probably in the last year, probably about close to 5 times by DPS, Tucson Police, Gang Unit, Pima County Sheriffs, the U.S. Marshals, out of everybody. That's why I sent you that picture.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna charge me something, charge me. Other than that, then off. So,
what do you think about the media and how they portray motorcycle clubs as gangs nowadays? And they label some of them gangs. People can't have pistol permits, and they get enhancements on charges. What do you think about that?
I think it's a lot of politics, and I don't try to get involved in that politics. I'm this big, you know what I'm saying, compared to everybody else out in the world. There's clubs that are huge, and there's clubs like us that are just on the smaller side. You know, I carry a bunch of stuff, but like, I just think that the whole word gang shouldn't be used like that, because it's a brotherhood at the end of the day. You know, people don't realize how much MCs, and I know our motorcycle family, we do a lot for the community. Like, we do a lot, like child protective service stuff, fundraising stuff like that. We do like a Toys for Tots type deal, just like all the other clubs. You
Yeah.
know, I think motorcycle clubs do probably more in the community than the politicians do. You know,
Yeah,
so
I haven't seen the politicians ever raising money for kids or anything.
I just feel like, you know, there's a lot of animosity out there, and I just feel like in my heart, I think we're all in this doing the same thing, and it should be a unity thing. Like, no matter what club you're in, like, we're all doing the same thing. We should all stick together, type deal. Like, because there's, it's more of us than them. You know.
Yeah. So, what do you think about law enforcement clubs?
I think it's a joke. Like, I think that they should not have any rights to anything. Like, the same people that want to live the life are the same people that are putting us away.
People that pull you over on Thursday are riding next to you on Saturday, right?
Diamond that they just threw on their, like, yeah, those guys. Like, Iron Order, yeah, you guys do. So at the end of the day, I don't feel that they should even have a place in the MC world or any motorcycle type thing.
Do you guys ever come across any Iron Order, or do you guys ever have any problems with any other clubs out there? You don't have to name anybody.
The motorcycle club or the LE clubs, they tend to kind of just stay out of the radar. Like, they do their own bars and stuff. They don't go to freaking outlaw bars or anything like that. I ran Iron Order a couple times and just kind of chuckled at them. Like, you guys are a joke.
Are they out in Arizona?
They're out in Arizona, but then you got what's the other St.
Blue
Michael's.
Angels? Yeah, the Blue Angels.
I never heard of them, but you got St. Michael's. They're a cop club, and then what's that other one? I played clown music on freaking my TikTok because I was just laughing. Boys in Blue. It's like, you couldn't even make this up, and we're just there was a chosen one in there with me, and we're just clowning on this dude.
And they try to make their cuts they try to emulate 1% clubs. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, again, this ain't their field. They should step the fuck out of it. I just don't agree with that. If you want to try to live the life, then try to put me in jail the next day. It's just fuck them.
Yeah, it's wild.
Anytime I see a cop when I'm riding, they get the bird. Like, I don't care. I'm just living my life to the fullest, and whatever happens, happens.
I hear you. How far have you ridden, like, during runs, and have you guys gone far?
Wyoming, Colorado, California, like, pretty much, like, Wyoming is kind of like a 22-hour run. Yeah.
That's a long ride.
I haven't made that run yet, but I made the others. So we ride a lot in Arizona. It's good weather. We do like a lot of open houses at our clubhouse and stuff.
You have any situations that happen that you can walk me through?
No, actually, no. Like, I've never had to deal with any bad juju.
No, not bad. It doesn't have to be bad. Could be a funny story or something. It could be anything.
We get a lot of, and so freaking one of them was getting off fitting on a porta potty, and I tipped that shit over on his door so they couldn't get
Wait. What? Yeah, and the beginning was all glitched out. What happened?
So there was this two dudes and a chick in a porta potty that was outside, and they were getting fetting on it, and you can smell this stuff all over the place. It was just nasty. So I just thought it'd be funny just to go over there and throw the porta potty like on its door so they couldn't get out, and just put them there. Like, well, do drugs.
That's funny. They come out all blue.
I don't even know what they were doing, but they came out and they're like, "What the?" And I was like, "Oh well, get the fuck out of the neighborhood. Like, take that somewhere else." Especially when there's kids across the street, they don't need to be seeing that.
People that are doing that type of man. It's. Have you seen anybody that ever tried to join the club? Maybe they were on drugs, and you guys are like, "Nah, you ain't cut out for this." They send them down the road.
No, like everybody has their habits, but when they become a habit of getting in the way of things, that's when we kind of take notice.
Yeah.
You're a grown-ass man. I can't tell you what you can and can't do, but when you're with your brothers, keep it under control type deal. We don't allow any like needles or anything like that. We don't do any of that at all. That's one of our mottos. So
I think a lot of clubs are like that.
yeah, no drugs. No drugs at all.
So when you guys are out riding in a pack, what's that like?
Freedom. Like, I don't really think about anything. Like, it's just eyes forward and looking in my mirrors to make sure everything in the back is good. Stuff like that. It's hard to explain because I don't really think of anything when we're in a pack. Like, I just think that we're getting to our destination and that's it. Like,
Do you
there's
guys
really no
like
thought.
block off traffic and do all that?
If it's heavy, some occasion, yes, but most of the time, a lot of these Arizona roads are wide open, so we don't really have to do that too often.
Yeah.
So,
Have you guys had any situations while you're in the pack? Like any accidents happen or?
yeah, like one that happened, but I just don't want to talk about it right now because it's still fresh and
Yeah.
respect to the. So, other than that's about it. Like, we're pretty on the safe side. We make sure that everybody's bike is up to par, and we have bike checks and stuff like that, and make sure if anything is wrong, it gets fixed before we all. Because at the end of the day, we ride side by side, so everything has to be 100%.
Yeah, and you guys will always ride together, so you're kind of used to the people that you're around riding with, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Like when the prospects come in, those are they're not new riders, but they're new to us, so we got to get a feel how they ride and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we'll go around town and just blast through the city and stuff like that.
Did you guys ever have people that were like doing too much on their bikes and you guys are like, calm it down?
Mother thumper. that dude, man, he's like Sonic the Hedgehog, man. Like, he's just not a care in the world. Just, we had to tell him a few times, like, hey, calm down a little bit,
Yeah.
So,
I've heard a couple stories about Thumper.
man, I love that dude. Like, don't get me and him together when we're drinking. Dumb happens every single time.
You got any stories from the bars that you could walk me through?
Well, we were at the buffet one night, and one guy was a bouncer or something, and he just kept with Travis, just kept Coyote, man. And we said, hey, dude, if you want to go outside, we can handle it. But the dude just kept ignoring it and just kept poking it all night, and freaking, and the guy said something, I think, to the N word or something like that, and as he walked past him and go to the bathroom, and then that's all she wrote after that. Like, I'm like, oh, go make sure nothing stupid happens. He comes out of the bathroom, like, I'm like,
Gotta go.
so yeah,
Saddle up, boys.
that's a good one. But, yeah, thump stripping on a freaking. You can't bring that dude around anywhere, like, cause he'll do anything. Like, yeah, if you do an interview with him, ask him to see his tattoo.
Yo,
That
you
was
guys
going.
would be a good reality show.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
for
it's just,
real. It
yeah,
would
we just
be a
have a lot.
great.
Yeah, we're just, we're an MF, we're a motorcycle family, and we hold true to it. Like, we do everything together. Like I said before, blood's thicker than water. I choose water. Those are my
Yeah, what
brothers.
does it mean to be a heathen to you?
I wanted something that I can put my time into. Like, I'm reckless at times. How do I explain it?
Something that can check you, kind of, when you need to be checked?
I just do whatever the fuck I want. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm at a bar. It doesn't matter if I'm going down the street. I'm a heathen. Like, and I'm gonna hold true to it. And freaking, and I don't care who's in my way. So it's like, and that's what it is to me. But I also want to do something. And this was asked to me. It's like, if you become a heathen, what could you do? I was like, I want to make this bigger than better. So when I'm gone, the next generation that comes in has a good platform to stand on. And that's what I'm doing still to this day. I haven't, like I said, once you prospect, you're always a prospect, even if you're a member. I'm still working. I go above and beyond to make sure that the next set of people that come in have a good standard to go by.
Yeah, it seems like a really good group of guys.
It's not that like what the club does for me, it's what I can do for the club. And I have a lot to offer, and I've gave in almost 3 years of nonstop building, stare after stare after stare after stare.
Yeah, like you put in your time and it gives you something back, right?
Yeah, like for instance, we didn't have a clubhouse, a year ago, and he's like, "Hey, we want a clubhouse, so this is our clubhouse behind me." We worked hard to get it, and we're just making strides every freaking day. So, and
You guys didn't have a clubhouse? Why not?
just it was always talked about, and it just never got pushed through. Like, it's just like we would talk about it. This is even before me, and it just kind of go on the back burner. And then one day I was like, you know what, we got to do something. We got to get a clubhouse. And I had a plan. Me and Coyote had a plan. We looked at this place, and it wasn't much, but it's a hell of a lot. Now we got TVs, got everything. So in a single year, we made it into something that we can come here at any time and just lounge back and do whatever. You can live in this mother.
You gotta have the prospects stand guard, man. Right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we got our prospects doing stuff like, we treat them with 100% respect and stuff like that. There's things they got to do, and we hold them to it and stuff. But our motto is, we'll never make you do something that we wouldn't do. But that something could be something that someone else could do that would something I wouldn't do. So,
I mean, I've spoken to a lot of different club members, and some people in different clubs, they dot each other's eye and fighting, and like I want to let someone punch me and me not do nothing about it.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, our thing is the biggest thing. We have a hang around come in. This is a time that we get to know him. And then if they decide to prospect, because we have a minimal time of you could be hanging around, or we could see how long, we could see fit that we might want you to hang around longer. But it's a time for us to get to know him. Then when they become a prospect, then it's a time for him to get to know us and right back at him. So at the end of the day, that's the time that you're going to know if you're going to want to be here or you don't. So, and that's kind of like how it was when I prospect for that other club. I just didn't fit in. The minute I started prospecting here, like I already knew this was my home
right away.
right away. Like I had good vibes off everybody.
Were you having second thoughts at the on the other one when you were prospecting on the other club?
The other one I did, like when I first, I was probably about 3 or 4 months in, and I was like, it's kind of not, I don't really fit in, and it's kind of not for me. So I just kind of, said, hey, it's not for me, and I walked away. And I didn't bother for years with anything else. And then when I started working at a motorcycle apparel shop that did a lot of sewing, so you got to see a bunch of different clubs coming. Arizona's full of them. So I made relationships even before joining the club with a lot of these clubs, and not, some would be like, hey, come out to our event, hang out. And I just never bothered. And then one day the Heathens roll in and I was just mesmerized. And I was like, that's who I want to talk to. And that's what I did. And it's been downhill from there. Like we just clicked and we're rocking and rolling.
Do you guys have relationships with other clubs in Arizona?
Yeah, we have great relationships with all the outlaw clubs out here. I'm not gonna mention no names because that's not my place. But other than that, we're a neutral club. We get along with everybody.
Yeah. So, what if you want to tell me what is the history of your club that you know about?
I know a lot. Like I said, it started out with 2 in a bar, and then turned into 4, then turned into 6, and then here comes those Heathens.
Where was it created?
Venice, California.
And because I heard a little bit, and I heard that it was falling apart, like it was almost gone, and then people resurrected it.
Yep. Yeah. So, and it started in '73, Labor Day weekend, and it just rock and rolled from there. They had chapters, quite a bit of chapters, and they had a big a lot of people. They had a lot of members, and I don't know exactly when, but I think it was somewhere in the '80s, and then it kind of like dissipated. But a couple people brought it back, and now we're the new generation.
I mean, the other clubs could have picked it apart back in the day. Like, who knows, right?
Yeah, I don't know the inside logistics of it. I just know a lot of the history of like stories and stuff like that, but nothing I want to indulge in. The information's out there.
Yeah.
It could be easily found. We had a book called Asphalt Gods that you can get on Amazon or get it through the guy that wrote the book. And it's kind of like a bunch of pictures and history in there. And then I have a copy at home.
Do you guys sell support gear?
Yeah, I sell a lot of support stuff.
Do you sell it online?
I do. I actually sold a lot on my TikTok. I tend to have more females buying stuff than I do the males, but I don't know if you can see on the wall there. That's some of the support gear right there, and hats, shirts, beanies, the whole 9 yards. And I make all that. Like I do all that. So he said I go above and beyond. So like I do all the support gear in house. So
Definitely. I'll leave a link in the description so if people want to check out your support gear, support the Heathens. What's in store for the future for you guys and for you?
To grow. And that's one thing I wanted to kick on that I forgot to mention earlier. I got sidetracked. That ADD. We're a smaller club, and I'm not even gonna say a club. I'm gonna say we're a smaller chapter. Our chapter, the Desert Crew, is a smaller chapter, and we keep it that way because we're looking for quality versus quantity. We want a good, everybody's gonna have their flaws, but we want a good, solid person that we want around. We don't want someone that's out getting in trouble all the time, and then we have to kind of like go take care of it and stuff like that. We're all based on quality.
Go
So,
bond
and
them
that's
out
hard.
again. Go pick
Yeah,
them
and
up at
that's
the bar.
and it's hard to find quality sometimes, and it's kind of like the hang around process prospect. We're looking at you to make sure that you're up to what we want.
That's why it's so important, right?
Exactly. Because, a lot of people can come in and get through the process, and then when they become a member, they can, they're like hot shit all the way over it, and they're on it, and they're on it, and they're on it, and then they become a member, and they just get lazy. They got their patch. So some people just get to that point where, like, oh, I already got it. I don't need to do anything else. That don't fly over here.
Can people get their patches? Can they get bumped back down to prospect?
Get it, gun. If you do something serious enough or lack of participation, stuff like that, without a doubt.
Put your patch right in a box, right?
Oh, until further notice. You got to earn that back.
Have you seen it happen?
In ours, yeah. In our chapter, yeah.
That's got to be a painful thing.
Yeah, and they know, but at the end of the day, it's just going back to school. It's like, hey, you kind of got off the trail a little bit. We're going to get you back on the trail. So that's really all that's about at the end of the day, is just getting you back to school and getting you back in track. So
I hear that, man. Well, man, you got a great story. And is there any other stories you want to tell me?
Every day is a story. Like, there's always something going on. A lot of like every day is a memory, and like it's a great memory. So it's like it's hard to just define of which, like, because every day is just fun. Like, whether you're here at the clubhouse, just in the wind, like, it's all a memory. Like, new memories are built every minute with us.
And I can
But
see you guys' future being pretty bright, man.
yeah, and I hope it is. Like I said, like I'm a lifer. I want to be a lifer. Like, I don't ever plan on turning my patch in ever. So, like, the only way that's gonna happen, like, for some odd reason it got ripped off me in an accident or something, is the only way that patch is coming off my vest.
One and done.
So I'm gonna be buried. So.
Like Coyote, they were about to cut his vest off, right? His cut. And he's like, no! Slapped the scissors out of the guy's hand.
Yeah, and me and that dude go way back. And, when I joined, and then he's like, oh, I was thinking about it. I was like, come on in, man. Like, once he understood of what everything was, we're all like this, man. At the end of the day, we got the brotherhood bond that most people try to find.
Do you think a lot of people maybe get a misconception on what you guys are about when they first meet you guys?
Oh, for sure. I'm sure a lot of people will be like, like I said, I didn't notice it at first when I started, and then after that, I was just like, all right. And they told me, what it was about and stuff like that. I look at it as a big fuck you to society. There's a lot of reasons what I can do, but I just look at it as like the general public that comes to our clubhouse and stuff. They don't notice it right away, and then we got our flags and stuff like that, and then they ask questions. They don't judge right off the bat. They're like, oh, okay. And, we have military people that come in, and then that's kind of the kicker one. Because we do have military in the club, and some of the military come in and they're like, but once they know, all right, let's go have a beer. It's all fun and games after that.
Do you guys have a rule about tattoos?
Yeah.
You have to be in the club a certain amount of time to get.
Yeah, so 1 year, and then you can get something small, and then after 5 years, you can get a full piece on your back. I'm waiting for that 5-year mark.
The back piece?
I already got a tattoo artist that's ready to rock and roll when it's time.
Yeah, let me know, man. Send me a picture when you get it done.
That's gonna be a long process, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I look at it this way. I'm the 1% that 99. I don't conform to what 99% of society wants me to be, and that's how I look at it. I don't care what society's doing. I'm not going to fall into their norm or what they want to see anyone fall into. That's not my thing.
Is there any chance that your club will become a 1% club?
At one point, hopefully in the future, maybe, but as of now, it's no good. 99% no. Back in the day, it was, and the patch still are, but we just don't rock a diamond. The 99, no good or no given.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that because, it's kind of like the opposite. So it kind of suits because I'm definitely no good.
A lot of people say that being a 1%er is in your heart and it's about a way of life and all this stuff.
Yeah, like, it's hard to, I live, breathe, and bleed, for this. And some people may not understand it. My family life, like, I have kids and they're all about it. My oldest wants to start riding and get involved with the Heathens, and my ass is all like, no, finish school, go do something. I don't want you on a motorcycle, but I'm not going to tell him what he can and can't do. If he wants to get down and get a motorcycle and hang around, he's more than welcome to.
Just got to be cautious. Dangerous out there, man.
Yeah, he's a lot like me. Like, he's don't give a shit kind of kid. So, but
follow right in your footsteps.
yeah, and I would like him to like have a good career and do good in life. Like, I didn't mess up too bad in life. I could have made better choices, but I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at. My bills are paid. I got a roof over my head. I got some food in the fridge whenever the groceries come down, but I'm surviving.
You got good people around you. What more can you have, right?
I have no problem going hungry, like, as long as I'm having fun.
This is great, man. I appreciate you taking the time. You're welcome back here anytime. We'll do a live show with everyone together. Take some questions from the audience,
Yeah, well, like I said, we have a few chapters. We're international. Like, we have a chapter in Australia.
Oh, you guys do? There's a chapter in Australia?
Sir, California, Wyoming. Got some nomads in Missouri and Kansas. So
it's pretty dope.
At the end of the day, this is what we do, and I'm glad I just had the opportunity and got a hold of you.
Definitely, man. We'll do this again. We'll do a live, and people could ask some questions, and I'll put a link. Put a link for your support gear in the description of this video. If anyone needs some support gear, make sure you click on the link. Check them out on Facebook, right?
Yep. Get a hold of this guy right here, me.
Yeah. That's Matt. I appreciate you taking the time, man. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
My president, Richie, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. That guy got me in here, and that's my brother from another mother. Like, him and Adam, Bump. I appreciate those guys, all of them. Like, I don't even have one that I can single out. I love them all the same. They've done so much for me over the years and always checked in on me when anything was going on up here, stuff like that. So those are all my brothers, 100%, no matter what. And I would do whatever it takes to, anything they needed. So I'm going to say one thing. A lot of people forgot about us, but we're still the original MF. And we're still here, and we're just now growing.
If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too bad. Start your own podcast. Peace.